In this edition of reShape 333, I want to give to you 9 words that were spoken by the greatest NCAA University basketball coach in history. 9 words that I hope will prompt you to take a really important step. I want to give to you those 9 words, and I want to do it in the next 333 seconds. So let's get at it. I'm not sure you're a basketball fan. I'm a hockey fan, really, but I have to admit it was a memorable March Madness this year. The NCAA 2022 Final Four basketball tournament will be remembered not so much for the winner. It'll be remembered for being the season that concluded the legendary career of Duke University coach Mike Krzyzewski, arguably the greatest career in NCAA University sports. If you watch the tournament, you'll know that Coach K's Blue Devils were knocked out of the tournament in the semifinals by North Carolina. The two teams have always had a huge rivalry, and this was the first time in the tournament that the two ever met in the Final Four tournament. And the winner would be the team that would move on to the finals. Duke was supposed to win the whole thing. It would give Coach K his 6th national championship. It would create a fairy tale ending to a 42-year coaching career at Duke. But they didn't win. It was a heartbreaking end to an unimaginable career, and to lose it to your most bitter rival. It would have been easy in that moment to simply just kind of hang your head and think, well, that's not the way it's supposed to end. And the truth is, no one would have criticized the coach for that. But as Coach K came to the interview mic after the game, after being knocked out of the semis, after being knocked out of the tournament, that wasn't his response. His first response was, it's not about me, especially right now. And then he said 9 words. 9 words that every leader needs to hear. 9 words that every boss needs to hear. 9 words that every board needs to hear. 9 words that I would suggest every pastor needs to hear. 9 words. Coach K said, as a coach, I'm just concerned about these guys. That's an example of a great leader. In 9 words, he demonstrated a powerful truth about leadership, that great leaders don't gaze into a mirror and ponder their own reflection. Great leaders aren't worried about their own story. Great leaders are concerned about their team. Great leaders love their team. So to the leader who is leading right now, or to the pastor who is leading right now, after 2+ years of this mess, and you're exhausted and you're completely spent, and some days you're just thinking about hanging up your jersey. But is it possible to turn away from the mirror, and is it possible to turn and look out the window and commit to doing just one thing? Doing this one thing could in fact help to keep you in the game, might even serve to keep your team in the game. Here's the one thing. It comes in the form of a question. What one thing could you do today to show love and concern for your team? What one thing could you do today to remind your team that you have their back? Perhaps you have a paid staff, or perhaps you have an associate, or perhaps you have a part-time administration person, or maybe it's a volunteer team that you lead. But they're all tired because they've all given so much extra for so long right now. So what one thing could you do for that person? What one thing could you do for your team that might brighten their day, that might remind them that they're appreciated? It might remind them that you care. It might be what they need right now in this moment. And to the Board of Deacons, or the Board of Management, or the elders team, what one thing as a group could you do today to let your pastor know or your staff team know that you see them, that you appreciate them, that you've got their back, that you care? I would say to you that might be the most significant agenda item that you could put on your list for the next meeting. And if you're not on the board, why don't you forward them this video? Thanks for leading, everyone. Thanks for leading.